Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to show you how to make this fast and easy snack slash appetizer. These are blue cheese, mushroom, and thyme crostinis. They are fast to make and yummy. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. Look at how pretty these are, guys. Yum. These smell amazing, they look amazing. I haven't tried them yet, but my husband tried them and he said that they're perfect. So let's go ahead and make some so I can try some of these. Okay. Let me move you guys over here. Play around a little bit here. Perfect. Okay. So in order to make these blue cheese, mushroom, and thyme crostinis, you need to start out with a small loaf of French bread. You can get a baguette bread or whatever kind of bread, really, just something that isn't a long loaf like this. You can even use the garlic if you wanted to. But keep in mind there is garlic in this recipe already, so maybe I would just stick to the French bread or even Italian, whatever you choose. So we're starting off with a small loaf of the French bread, and we're gonna go ahead and slice it. It's up to you if you want to keep the ends or not for something, but we are not going to use them. So cut them into pretty big chunks, not too big, but okay, we're going to use the whole loaf today. Now they do have small and large loaves. I just got a small one because this actually makes just enough for the recipe provided. And then we'll do one more piece. Alright, and then we'll keep the ends because we'll use them for something else. We can just stick them over on the side here. Okay guys, and what we're going to do with our little slices here is we are going to bring them over to our sheet pan here, because they are going to go into the oven and bake, okay? And I'm going to show you what our topping is going to be. So just go ahead and just turn them sideways like this so you can fit them all on here, because we got a bunch of pieces. Oh, look at that. Perfect. One more little guy. Squeeze him in right there. Perfect. All right. Let's get this out of here. Let's get these crumbs out of our way here, guys. All right, so, and then over here I made, this is 1 whole container of mushrooms and 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to get fresh mushrooms, you're going to brown them with a little bit of butter, and then put in a 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, okay? Did that for about 10 minutes until they shrivel up and brown. Okay, so this is what your mushrooms and garlic will look like. Alright, that's all it is. Super easy. Mushrooms, minced garlic, and butter. Alright. And that is what we're going to put on top of the little crostinis here. Okay, so do a decent amount on each one, but you don't want to overfill it because you are going to put some other things on these, okay? So don't jam pack them, but do, you know, a reasonable amount. And you may not fill all of them, which that's fine too. Because if you do have leftover, you could easily use them for something else. Like you can put different stuff on here. Like if you have leftover mushrooms, you could do like mushrooms and spinach, mushrooms and bacon, mushrooms and sun-dried tomatoes. There's all different options you can do to this, guys. And make sure that you are washing your hands, because you are gonna use your fingers, get a little messy in here. Alright, so just always wash your hands. Alright, and then if we have some leftover mushrooms, we'll go back and double up here. Okay. And these are baby Bella mushrooms. You can use whatever kind you want. I did baby Bella slices, but what I did is when I was cooking them, I actually cut the mushrooms up into smaller pieces, so I would be able to fill more of these up, okay? Just to kind of stretch the recipe a little bit. So that's what I did. Almost done here. All right, I think we're gonna be able to fill all these. Perfect. Ah, guys, these mushrooms are slippery. Okay. All right, and like I said, you don't want to overfill it with mushrooms because you are gonna add a couple more ingredients too that you want to make sure you have room for. Okay. All right. Here we go. What we're gonna do is spread these out. Now make sure that your little crostinis are covered with mushroom, okay? Ah! See what I mean, guys? These mushrooms are running away from me today. All right. Steal that one. Okay, that's good. So as long as you have a decent amount of pieces on there, make sure you get garlic on each one because when these are baked and they have that crunch with the garlic, the mushrooms, it's great. Very, very good. Okay, perfect. All right, let's get rid of this. And then the next step is we're going to add crumbled blue cheese. So I have 1/3 cup of crumbled blue cheese pieces, okay? Make sure they're in pretty fine, you know, fine ground pieces. There can be some chunks, but try to make sure it's pretty ground up. So this is just 1/3 cup of crumbled blue cheese pieces, and we're gonna go ahead and sprinkle them on. Okay, get a decent amount, you know, have some of the blue cheese on the crostini and some of it on the mushrooms. Even it out. There, now blue cheese crumbles, not sure if you've ever had them, but they are strong, okay? They are a strong cheese, for sure. Good, but they do have a strong taste, so you don't want to go overboard. I wouldn't use as much on this as I would or like a regular shredded cheese, but you know, do a hefty amount here. Okay. And this is just the blue cheese with the mushrooms is great. I mean, blue cheese goes good with a lot of stuff, but with the mushrooms it's really good. Okay, so these are a little bit bigger pieces, which is okay. Just kind of move it around. That way when you do go to take that bite, you're not just biting into one side with the blue cheese on it. You want the flavor to be throughout your crostini here. Okay. Ah! Stuff's slipping out of here today, guys. I don't know what's going on. Alright. It's okay if you do have some stuff that falls down, because we'll just pick that up later. Alright, so there's our 1/3. So that was pretty much perfect. Spot on. I was able to cover each one of these with a decent amount, which is great. And then if you know, you can go back and see which one could use more, and then just stick another little piece there, okay? So this is what they're going to look like so far. So far you have your mushrooms, you have your garlic already in there, cooked in there too, and you have your blue cheese. Let's break this piece up, it's a little too chunky. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and we have a 1/2 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese, okay? We are going to go ahead and sprinkle them on top. Make sure there's a decent amount on them. Spread it throughout. Just like that. And like I said, guys, these are great. This is great for a party, you know, if you're having like a birthday party or like a reception or something. I mean, these are a hit. They're small, they're easy to pick up, they're easy to eat, they're not messy, and they taste great, and they pair well with other foods for sure. They have a nice bite to them with the blue cheese. Okay. All right, let's steal a little bit for this guy. Perfect, okay. And last but not least, you're gonna go ahead and grab your thyme. Make sure you have fresh thyme. It does take a little bit to strip it down, but don't get, you know, the long stems. Just individually pick the little pieces off. You don't need a certain amount for this. I just, I stripped down 3 leaves full of thyme. For this, thyme is another pretty strong ingredient, so you don't want to use too much on each one. It's just for a little bit of flavor and for show, because it looks nice. It gives the crostinis a little bit of color, which is nice. Okay, but don't, make sure it's not grouped together. Just kind of even it out there. Sprinkle maybe like 1, 2, 3 at the most pieces on each one. Okay. Two more. All right. Okay, perfect. And these are what they're going to look like when they're finished. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pop these in the oven at 400 degrees for at least 15 minutes. Just keep checking on them. It's mainly just to melt the cheese down and so that they brown and they become nice and crisp. Okay. You don't want to eat them like this. Some people like the bread soft, but I prefer it baked because then you have a nice crunch. And I think it tastes better. It's better with that little bit of crunch with that baked bread. All right, let's go ahead and pop these into the oven. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put these in. All right, and let's go ahead and take a look at our finished ones. Again, okay guys, so here's our finished mushroom blue cheese and thyme crostinis. Okay, they look delicious. They're nice and crunchy.